The following is a class given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on February 23rd, 2017 in Sri Dham, Mayapur, India. The morning Srimad Bhagavatam class begins with a reading from the 7th canto, chapter 10, verse 13.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhogena punyam kushalena papam Kalevaram kalajavena hitva Kirtim vishuddham suraloka gitam Vitaya mameshyasi mukta bandha. Okay, translation. My dear Prahlad, while you are in this material world, you will exhaust all the reactions of pious activity by feeling happiness, and by acting piously, you will neutralize impious activity. Because of the powerful time factor, you will give up your body, but the glories of your activities will be sung in the upper planetary systems, and being fully freed from all bondage, you will return home back to Godhead. So purport, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Evam prahladasyam shena sadhana siddhatvam nitya siddhatvam cha naradadivaj jneyam. There are two classes of devotees, the sadhan siddha and the nitya siddha. Prahlad Maharaj is a mixed siddha, that is, he is perfect partly because of executing devotional service and partly because of eternal perfection. Thus, he is compared to such devotees as Narad. Formerly, Narad Muni was the son of a maidservant, and therefore in his next birth, he attained perfection, sadhana siddhi, because of having executed devotional service. Yet, he is also a nitya siddha because he never forgets the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The word kushalena is very important. One should live in the material world very expertly. The material world is known as the world of duality because one sometimes has to act impiously and sometimes has to act piously. Although one does not want to act impiously, the world is so fashioned that there is always danger. Padam padam yad vipadam. Thus, even when performing devotional service, a devotee has to create many enemies. Prahlad Maharaj himself had experience of this, for even his father became his enemy. A devotee should expertly manage to think always of the Supreme Lord, so that the reactions of suffering cannot touch him. This is the expert management of papa punya, pious and impious activities. An exalted devotee like Prahlad Maharaj is Jivan Mukta. He is liberated even in this very life in the material body. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Om Vishnu Vadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravdani Pracharine Nidhi Sesha Sanyavadi Pachacya Satarine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Siddhasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Nama Krishna Jadvaya Nama Hare Gopala Govinda Ram Sita Nisada Kakarati Atalam Bandulanga Tegayam Katki Patavahan Vande Sigurdi Dharanam Paramananda Madhavam, Sri Chaitanya Swaram. So now, Lord Narasimhadev, he gives his blessings to Prahlad Maharaj.
So now Lord Narasimhadev gave his blessings to Prahlad Maharaj.
And today is the first day of the Kirtan Mela.
And today is the first day of the Kirtan Mela.
Prahlad Maharaj, he taught the demon colleagues of his at the school
Prahlad Maharaj taught the demon colleagues of his at school
to help to chant the Hare Krishna mantra.
to chant the Hare Krishna mantra.
The mantra was used by Prahlad,
This mantra was used by Prahlad,
and he chanted it all the time.
and he chanted it all the time.
Narasimhadev, our Lord, is very special,
Narasimhadev, our Lord, is very special,
most special.
most special.
He is most everything.
He's most everything.
So when he became angry,
So when he became angry,
he was supreme anger.
he was the supreme anger.
Even Lord Brahma, Lakshmi, they are not able to approach him.
Even Lord Brahma, Lakshmi, they were not able to approach him.
He was so angry.
He was so angry.
He was so angry.
He was so angry.
I mean, he was more angry than anyone had seen anyone ever angry before.
I mean, he was so angry, more angry than anyone had ever seen before.
And so then they sent Prahlad ahead.
So then they sent Prahlad ahead.
Because of your father, he's angry.
They said, because of your father, he's angry.
So it's your fault.
So it's your fault.
You being a child, he's okay, it's my fault.
Being a child, he said, okay, it's my fault.
So he went ahead.
So he went ahead.
And then Narasimhadev, seeing the young boy offering his obeisances,
Then Narasimhadev, seeing the boy offering his obeisances,
he became naturally very compassionate.
he became naturally very compassionate.
The parents, they love to see their children being submissive.
The parents love to see their children being submissive.
Actually, in Bombay, I was asked to mediate between the school and the temple.
Actually, in Bombay, I was asked to mediate between the school and the temple
Many decades ago.
many decades ago.
And the parents said, "We are so grateful.
We're so grateful.
You know what it's like?
You know what it's like?
Our children come back from the school.
Our children come back from school.
They touch our feet.
They touch our feet.
They're so grateful. They say, oh, your parents, you have given us Krishna consciousness."
They're so grateful. They say, "You're our parents. You've given us Krishna consciousness.
We'll do anything to keep this school open.
We'll do anything to keep the school open.
If it means destroying you,
If it means destroying you,
we'll do anything.
we'll do anything.
This is the best school in the world.
This is the best school in the
You
world.
can't close it."
You cannot close it."
That's strange. Anyway, but they were very appreciative. So Narasimhadev, he is the original father.
So Narasimhadev is the original father.
So he was very grateful
So he was very grateful
that his little boy is offering him respect.
that this little boy is offering him respect.
So in this verse he blessed him
So in this verse, he blessed him
because this world is a very dangerous place.
because this world is a very dangerous place.
And the Kirtan Mela,
In the Kirtan Mela,
we're reminded of the first verse of the Shastra,
we're reminded of the first verse of the Shikshashtakam,
where Lord Chaitanya says,
where Lord Chaitanya says,
Chaitadharparamarjana,
Cheto Darpanamarjanam.
the consciousness,
The consciousness,
the mirror of the consciousness,
the mirror of the
is
consciousness,
cleansed.
is clean,
Is cleansed.
is cleansed.
That would mean all those mental states
All those mental states,
like stress,
like stress,
depression,
depression,
anxiety,
anxieties,
greed, anger,
greed, anger,
all those things used for the wrong purpose,
all those things used for the wrong purpose,
all wiped clean.
they're all wiped clean.
Chaitadharparamarjana.
Cheto Darpanamarjanam.
One becomes peaceful,
One becomes peaceful,
cleansed.
cleansed.
Bhava
Bhava,
Maha Davagni Nirvapanam.
Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam.
In Southern California, we see on the TV sometimes
In Southern California, we see on the TV sometimes
they have this forest fires,
that they have these forest fires.
burn down houses.
They burn down houses.
So this is the material world is compared to a forest fire.
So this material world is compared to a forest fire.
Because here,
Just
just like
like
in a forest fire, the animals are running.
in a forest fire, the animals are running.
Which way to go?
Which way to
Where to
go?
go?
Where to go?
Where's freedom?
Where's freedom?
Fire here, fire there, fire everywhere!
Fire here,
Where
fire
to
there.
go?
Fire everywhere.
Ah!
Where to go?
Ah! We're in the world of birth and death.
We're in the world of birth and death.
Where to go?
Where to go?
Everywhere, some anxiety, some crisis.
Everywhere, some anxiety, some crisis.
Now you may be in a holy dham or a peaceful place.
Now you may be in the holy dham, in the peaceful place.
But recently on this disciple and devotee in I think it was in Peru.
Recently, one devotee in Peru,
His son
his son
who was not yet a devotee,
who was not yet a devotee,
partially. He had some pancreas problem.
He had some pancreas problem.
And his whole body became infected.
And his whole body became infected.
So the doctor said, we have no hope.
So the doctor said, we have no hope.
He died.
He'll die.
Some life member, his son was 7 or 8 years old.
His son was 7 or 8 years old.
He died and drowned.
He died of drought.
Also, recently, this young man, devotee, he suddenly passed away in the ocean.
Recently, this young man, devotee, suddenly passed away in the ocean.
And this is happening in Siliguri.
This is happening in Shiliguri.
One of our life members,
his
son got into driving his motorcycle.
His son was driving his motorcycle.
He got in an accident with a lorry.
Got into an accident with a lorry. Died.
So this world is a very dangerous place.
This world is a very dangerous place.
Place of birth and death.
Place of birth and death.
I was in the ICU in a hospital.
I was in the ICU in a hospital.
And there was 3 patients.
And there were 3 patients
screaming in the ICU.
One
was saying, Mama, Mama, oh mother, oh I'm such pain, mother, mother.
One was saying, Mama, Mama, oh mother, mother, I have such pain, oh mother.
And one was saying, Blah, father, I have such pain.
And one was saying, Baba, Baba, Father, I have so much pain.
And one was just screaming.
And one was just screaming.
All 3 died that night.
All 3 died that night.
Very dangerous place.
Very dangerous place.
Material world.
This material world.
But this chanting of the holy names.
But this chanting of the holy names.
Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam.
Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam.
It can end one cycle of birth and death.
It can end the cycle of birth and death.
And take one back to the spiritual world.
And take one back to the spiritual world.
And free you from this forest fire.
And free you from this forest fire.
Of the material illusion.
Of the material illusion.
Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam.
Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam.
Give us the benediction moonlight.
It gives us the benediction moonlight.
The Shreya. Shreya means auspicious benediction.
Shreya means auspicious benediction.
In this material world. There's Shreya and Preya.
There's Shreya and Preya.
Preya like Prahlad, example here.
Preya like Prahlad, the example here.
That you'll do auspicious things.
Therefore
you'll neutralize your inauspicious activities.
Therefore you neutralize your inauspicious activities.
The Preya. Immediate sense gratification.
Is immediate sense gratification.
It's sometimes pious, sometimes impious.
Sometimes pious, sometimes impious.
We're in such a situation that sometimes we have to, we're obliged to do prayer.
We're in such a situation that sometimes we have to oblige to do prayer.
We don't have to, but such is the material world.
We don't have to, but such is the material world.
But Shreya means auspicious activity. This chanting is the supreme auspicious activity.
So this chanting is the supreme auspicious activity.
And by doing that,
all
good fortune is on the person.
All good fortune is on the person.
So Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam.
Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam.
Simply giving good fortune to everybody.
Simply giving good fortune to everybody.
That's why as many hours you can spend in the Kirtan Mela.
That's why as many hours as you can spend in the Kirtan Mela.
I was watching from the TV upstairs.
I was watching from the TV upstairs.
They have a hotline in my room.
They have a hotline in my room.
I see all you in the temple.
I see all of you in the temple.
And I see the deities.
I see the deities.
I heard how Bhakti Purushottam Swami,
I heard how Bhakti Purushottam Swami,
he spoke about the coming of Lord Chaitanya.
he spoke about the coming of Lord Chaitanya.
Then he spoke how the son of Sachi came and Sachidananda Swami came.
And he spoke how the son of Shachi came and Shachinandan Swami came
Give us the Kirtan Mela
to give us the Kirtan Mela
and other things.
and other things.
And others spoke.
And others spoke.
So, yeah, Vidya Vadhu
Vidya Vadhu
the
Jivanam.
life of spiritual knowledge.
The life of spiritual knowledge.
We all want to read the books.
We all want to read the books
Prabhupada spent so much time writing,
that Prabhupada spent so much time writing.
effort. I saw it. 12 midnight he get up and
I saw it.
writing.
I saw at 12 midnight he'd get up and start writing.
He did it as a dictaphone.
He would have the dictaphone.
And but when we read the book, we can understand it.
But when we read the book, we don't understand it.
Sometimes
Sometimes.
I met people who say, I don't understand.
I met people who say, I don't understand.
By the chanting of Hare Krishna,
But by the chanting of Hare Krishna,
we can understand
we can understand
what the books say.
what the books say.
So it's very important to chant Hare Krishna.
So it's very important to chant Hare Krishna.
Lord Chaitanya came
Lord Chaitanya came
to give us this chanting.
to give us this chanting.
And he was, in fact, he thought how to deliver all the souls.
He thought how to deliver all the souls.
That's why Prabhupada gave us a song.
That's why Prabhupada gave us the song.
Parama Karuna Bahudai Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra.
Parama Karuna Pahudui Jano Nitai Gaura Chandra.
Sadhyavatara Shashiramani Keva Ananda Ganda.
Shabay Avatar Shar Shiromani Kabal Ananda Kanda.
That what other avatar thinks how to deliver all the souls.
What other avatar thinks how to deliver all the souls?
They come, they deliver the universe.
I mean, they come, they deliver the universe,
They kill some demon.
they kill some demon.
But actually to think how to get every man, woman, child, everybody, how to get all the people Krishna conscious.
But actually to come and think how to get every man, woman and child, how to get everybody to become Krishna
Where is
conscious.
your avatar so merciful?
Where is there an avatar so merciful?
Even at 24 years he was as a grihasta.
Even at 24 years he was as a grihastha.
And he thought
Then he thought
logicians, argumentative students,
argumentative students, Mayavadis,
all these people are somehow avoiding me.
all these
avoiding my
people
mercy.
are somehow avoiding me, avoiding my mercy.
So then he took sannyas.
So then he took sannyas.
And with that he got all the others.
And with that he got all the others. In fact,
he went to Benares.
He went to Benares.
And there, what's the name? Kashi Mishra and Chandrasekhar.
And there Kashi Mishra and Chandrasekhar.
Chandrasekhar was the highest, considered like a Sudra.
Chandrasekhar was considered like a Shudra.
And they ate prasad at the house of Kashi Mishra.
And
But he stayed at the house of Chandrasekhar.
they ate prasad at the house of Kashi Mishra, but they stayed at the house of Chandrasekhar.
So they both approached him
But they both approached him
that they couldn't tolerate hearing all the Mayavadi sannyasis
that they couldn't
criticizing Lord Chaitanya.
tolerate hearing all the Mayavadi sannyasis criticizing Lord Chaitanya.
Lord Chaitanya went to Ventura. On the way back, he stopped in Kashi in Banaras.
Lord Chaitanya on the way back stopped at Banaras.
And then he devised a plan
And then he devised a plan
to liberate the sannyasis.
to liberate the sannyasis.
A Brahmin came by
So a Brahman came by
and invited him to his house for prasadam.
and invited him to his house for prasadam.
He said, I invited all the sannyasis of Banaras.
He said, I've invited all the sannyasis of Banaras.
I know that you don't come,
I know that you don't come.
you don't mix with the other sannyasis,
You don't mix with the other sannyasis.
but I'm begging you,
But I'm begging you,
just have mercy on me, please come.
just have mercy on me. Please come.
The Lord Chaitanya agreed.
So Lord Chaitanya agreed.
He went
He went
and he saw the Mayavadi sannyasis were there.
and he saw all the Mayavadi sannyasis were there.
He went by the doorway and washed his feet.
He went by the doorway, washed his feet.
He offered his obeisances.
He offered his obeisances,
Sat down
sat down
by the dirty foot water.
by the dirty foot water.
So the head of all the Brahma, then he started to emit effulgence
Then he started to emit effulgence,
like millions of suns.
like millions of suns.
And all the Mayavadis impressed by the effulgence,
And all the Mayavadis were impressed by the effulgence.
they stood up.
So they stood up.
The head of them was Prakashananda Saraswati.
The head was Prakashananda Saraswati.
Why are you staying there in that dirty place?
He said, why are you sitting there in that dirty place?
He said, I'm a lower class sannyasi. I'm not worthy to sit with all of you.
He said, oh, I'm a lower class sannyasi. I'm not worthy to sit with all of you.
Then he went, Prakashananda Saraswati went and took him by the hand,
Then Prakashananda Saraswati went and took him by the hand,
brought him in the midst of them.
brought him in the midst of them.
I heard you took sannyasa, Keshav Bharati,
I heard you took sannyas from Keshav Bharati.
with one of our sannyasis.
He's one of our sannyasis.
Your name is Krishna Chaitanya.
And your name is Krishna Chaitanya.
You don't associate with us.
But you don't associate with us.
You don't read the Vedanta Sutra,
You don't read the Vedanta Sutra
meditate.
and meditate.
You chant Hare Krishna
You chant Hare Krishna
like a sentimentalist,
like a sentimentalist.
and you associate with other sentimentalists.
And you associate with other sentimentalists.
Chant the holy name, chant Hare Krishna.
And chant the holy names, chant Hare Krishna.
Why is this? You don't do your duty as a sannyasi?
Why is this? You don't do your duty as a sannyasi.
Sir, I can tell you
I could tell you
what my guru told me.
what my guru told me.
You see,
You see,
he told me
he told me
that I don't have the intelligence
that I don't have the intelligence
to understand the Vedanta Sutra.
to understand the Vedanta Sutra.
Instead, I should just chant the holy names.
Instead, I should just chant the holy names.
he told me one mantra.
He told me one mantra.
Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hanamaya Nama, Eva Kevalam, Kalovana, Stevana, 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 Katyanyata.
Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, kalo nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatiranyatha.
So since then I've been chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
So since then, I've been chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
And I saw that while chanting, sometimes I laugh,
And I saw that about chanting, sometimes I would laugh,
sometimes I'd cry,
sometimes I would cry,
sometimes my hair would stand on end.
sometimes my hair would stand on end.
I had all these symptoms.
I have all these symptoms.
I went back to my guru, I said, what mantra you gave me?
I went back to my guru and I said, what mantra you gave me?
And then he like a madman.
It made me like a madman.
And he told me, oh,
And he told me, well,
this is a good sign.
this is a good sign.
This is Krishna Prema,
This is Krishna Prem,
love of Krishna.
love of Krishna.
So he encouraged me to continue to chant.
So he encouraged me to continue to chant.
So I've been doing this.
So I've been doing this.
Like this, Lord Chaitanya, he spoke to the Mayavadi sannyasis.
So like this, Lord Chaitanya spoke to the Mayavadi sannyasis.
He spoke for a long time.
He spoke for a long time.
Afterwards,
And afterwards,
he convinced them
he convinced them
to actually chant the Hare Krishna mantra.
to actually chant the Hare Krishna mantra.
So in this way,
So in this way,
everybody was swept away by his Hare Krishna movement.
everybody was swept away by his Hare Krishna movement.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Vidyavada Jivanam,
Vidyavadhu Jivanam.
Anandam Buddhivardhanam, right?
Anandambudhivardhanam.
I was listening to a lecture by Prabhupada.
I was listening to a lecture by Prabhupada.
He said, you go to the ocean,
He said,
we go to the ocean,
we go to the ocean,
and we always find it at the same level.
and we always find it at the same level.
But this is Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam,
But this is Anandambudhi Vardhanam,
the ocean of transcendental bliss,
the ocean of transcendental bliss,
is ever increasing.
is ever increasing.
Last night,
So last night,
they're singing the Adivas Kirtan.
they were singing the Adhibas Kirtan.
I don't know if you could understand the Bengali,
I don't know if you could understand the Bengali,
but the singer was one of the last lines she was singing.
the singer, one of the last lines he was singing
But this is by this Kirtan
in this Kirtan,
Yagya.
Yagya,
It said, Ananda Silanai.
he said, Anandir Shimanai.
Ananda means happiness, bliss,
Ananda means happiness, bliss,
pleasure.
pleasure.
Sila means the limit,
Shima means limit,
like the border.
like the border.
Ananda Silanai,
Anandir Shimanai.
no limit.
No limit.
No limit to the spiritual happiness,
There's no limit to the spiritual happiness,
spiritual bliss.
spiritual bliss.
Ananda Silanai,
Anandir Shimanai.
Ananda Silanai, Nirananda Dure Jai.
Nirananda.
Nirananda means
Nir Ananda,
no happiness,
no happiness,
and sadness.
means sadness.
Sadness, unhappiness.
Unhappiness.
Dure is far away.
Dure is far away.
Nirananda Dure Jai. Jai means go.
Nirananda Dure Jai. Jai means go.
Goes far away.
It goes far away.
All unhappiness, all anxieties, all sufferings,
all unhappiness, all anxieties, all sufferings,
all unhappiness,
all unhappiness,
far away.
far away.
This is our Sankirtan Yajna.
So this is the Sankirtan Yajna.
Unlimited happiness,
Unlimited happiness,
and all the sadness far away.
and all the sadness far away.
What mercy Lord Chaitanya gave us.
What mercy Lord Chaitanya gave us.
Now this is the ocean
So this is the ocean
of happiness,
which
is ever increasing.
ever increasing.
Anandam Bodhi Vardhanam,
Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam,
Pratikladam, Parnamrita Aswadanam, Sarvatma Snapanam.
Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam, Sarvatma Snapanam.
We're always anxious
We're always anxious
to taste nectar at every step.
to taste nectar at every step.
But this Hare Krishna mantra
With this Hare Krishna mantra,
gives us this nectar at every step
it gives us this nectar at every step
for everybody.
for everybody.
We're always anxious for.
Which we are always anxious for.
So here Lord Chaitanya, he thought as Krishna
So Lord Chaitanya thought as Krishna
that I have tasted these wonderful pastimes,
that I've tasted these wonderful pastimes,
especially the pastimes in Vrindavan.
especially the pastimes in Vrindavan.
I'd like to share these with everybody.
I'd like to share these with everybody.
So he came again as Lord Chaitanya.
So he came again as Lord Chaitanya.
He gave us his Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
And he gave us this Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Sometimes we're preoccupied, we think, big institution,
Sometimes we're preoccupied with big institution.
temple to build,
We have a temple to build,
different activities to do,
various activities to do, deity worship.
But the basis is very simple.
But the basis is very simple.
Chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
We forget that.
We forget that
sometimes. But that's the actual basis.
But that's the actual basis
of
everything.
So we hope that will be the supreme success.
So we hope that there will be supreme success,
glories, the Sankirtan movement,
of the Sankirtan movement.
Param Vijayate Krishna Sankirtanam.
Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam.
So this land of Navadip.
So this land of Navadip.
We go walking around after this Kirtan Mela and do our parikrama.
We go walking around after this Kirtan Mela in our parikrama.
We continually chanting the Hare Krishna in procession.
And we are continually chanting Hare Krishna in procession.
One of the places we go to is Narasimhapalli.
One of the places we go to is Narasimhapalli.
And in this part of Bhagavatam, he's so angry.
And in this part of Bhagavatam, he's so angry.
No one could approach him except Prahlad.
No one could approach him except for Prahlad.
But here in
Navadip,
he became so accessible. That all the devas, they built the cottages.
But all the devas built cottages.
Another name is called Devapalli.
Another name of it is called Devapalli.
They are the wives of the devas.
They are the wives and of the devas.
Cooked for Lord Narasimhadev.
Cooked for Lord Narasimhadev.
The devas Ganesh.
The devas Ganesh, Indra, Vayu,
all the
devas. They came down
and they served the Lord.
And they served the Lord.
He became accessible.
He became accessible.
He became friendly.
And became friendly.
He gave mercy to everybody.
And gave mercy to everybody.
Also, our Narasimhadev is very ugra.
Also, our Narasimhadev is very ugra.
Very angry.
Very angry.
Looking. Who is molesting my devotee Prahlad?
Who is
molesting?
Who is molesting my devotee Prahlad?
And where's the demon?
And where's the demon?
So here also Lord Chaitanya, when Mayapur was chanting the Vishnu Sahasranam.
Here also when Lord Chaitanya, when Murari Gupta was chanting the Vishnu Sahasranam,
he came into the names of Narasimhadev.
He came to the names of Narasimhadev.
When he chanted the names, Lord Chaitanya came into ecstasy.
When he chanted the names, Lord Chaitanya went into ecstasy.
The mood of Narasimhadev.
The mood of Narasimhadev.
He ran out into the street with a stick.
He ran out into the street with
a stick. Where are the demons?
Where are the demons? Where are the demons?
And everybody started running.
And everybody started running.
Then he became conscious.
And then he became conscious.
Externally. I caused all these people to run.
He had caused all these people to run.
You gave them liberation.
Murari Gupta said, you gave them the mercy.
He gave them liberation.
He gave them liberation.
By seeing you in that mood.
By seeing you in that mood.
They're all liberated.
They're all liberated.
So, we're here in the place of the Lord's appearance and pastimes.
So we're here in the place of the Lord's appearance and pastimes.
He appeared in Mathura as Krishna.
He appeared in Mathura as Krishna.
His pastimes were in Vrindavan.
But his pastimes were in Vrindavan.
But Navadip is not different from Vrindavan.
But Navadip is non-different from Vrindavan.
He appeared here.
He appeared here.
And his pastimes were here.
And his pastimes are here. Haribol.
And you are here.
And you are here.
You can participate in Lord Chaitanya's pastimes chanting the Harinam.
You can participate in Lord Chaitanya's pastimes by chanting the Harinam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Haribol.
Any questions or comments?
Any questions or comments?
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Would you be kind to say just a little something about Ishwar Puri being his disappearance day today?
Ishwar Puri was one of the favorite disciples of Madhavendra Puri.
Ishwar Puri was one of the favorite disciples of Madhavendra Puri.
He would clean up after Madhavendra Puri.
He would clean up after Madhavendra Puri.
When Madhavendra Puri was sick, he would take care of him.
He would take care of him.
So he got the blessings. To be a lover of Krishna.
To be a lover of Krishna.
And he had another disciple.
And he had another disciple.
Who he was angry with.
Who he was angry with.
Because he was feeling separation in the mood of the gopis.
Because he was feeling separation in the mood of the gopis.
And he was lamenting that.
And he was lamenting
in separation of Krishna.
In separation of Krishna.
And his disciple. Ramchandra
Puri
came out and said, "Oh, why you are crying?"
He came up and said, "Oh, why are you crying?
Why are you lamenting?
Why are you lamenting?
You should meditate on the impersonal Brahman."
You should meditate on the impersonal Brahman.
peaceful.
And be peaceful.
Om Shanti,
Om Shanti, Om Shanti.
He got angry at Ramjanapuri.
And he got angry.
He's in ecstasy of love of Krishna.
He's in ecstasy of love of Krishna.
This stupid guy is disciple.
And this stupid guy, his disciple, is telling him to meditate on the impersonal Brahman.
So he said, don't show your face to me.
So he said, don't show your face to me.
Especially when I'm leaving my body.
Especially when I'm leaving my body.
If I see your face,
I'll
take birth again.
I'll take birth again.
So
Ishwar Puri,
he was a very special disciple.
He was a very special disciple.
And he came once in a while to Navadvip.
And he came once in a while to Navadvip.
He came once when Jagannath Mishra was present.
He came once when Jagannath Mishra was present.
Stayed at the house.
And stayed at the house.
And took prasadam.
He took prasadam.
Then he came back. In disguise one time. And he didn't tell anybody.
He was in disguise at that time. He didn't tell anybody.
He was dressed as a sannyasi.
He was dressed as a sannyasi.
He went to Advaita Gosai.
But he went to Advaita Gosai.
Advaita Gosai could see his effulgence as a devotee.
Advaita Gosai could see his effulgence as a devotee.
He said, you seem to be a Vaishnava.
He said, you seem to be a Vaishnava.
Vaishnava sannyasi.
A Vaishnava sannyasi.
Who are you?
Who are you?
He told me he was Madhavendra Puri's disciple.
And he told him that he was Madhavendra Puri's disciple.
So he was a godbrother of Advaita Gosai.
So he was a godbrother of Advaita Gosai.
Advaita was very happy to see him.
Advaita Gosai was very happy to see him.
And then he met Lord Chaitanya.
And then he met Lord Chaitanya,
who was at that time Nimai Pandit. And Nimai Pandit invited him to his house.
And Nimai Pandit invited him to his house
for meals. That's the duty of the grihastas. Very charitable.
To be very charitable.
At least to offer meals to the sannyasis. So then Ishwar Puri said he's writing a book on Krishna Lila.
So then Ishwar Puri said that he was writing a book on Krishna Lila.
Asked Nimai Pandit if he would check his book for any mistakes.
And he asked Nimai Pandit if he would check his book for any mistakes.
Nimai Pandit said that.
So Nimai Pandit said,
Krishna doesn't care whether one makes a mistake or not.
Krishna does not care whether one makes a mistake or not.
He sees the devotion. So I would like to have my book free of errors. Like in Sanskrit, one may say, Bhaka Sanskrit, Vishnave Namaha.
Like in Sanskrit, Vishnave Namaha.
Or one may say Vaishya Namaha.
Or one may say Vaishna Namaha.
So Vishnave is proper. Vaishnava is a bit colloquial.
Vaishnava is a bit unclear. Colloquial.
But Krishna, he sees the devotee mood.
But Krishna sees the devotee's mood.
And if someone finds fault,
then they fall down.
Ishwar, I won't take any offense.
So Ishwar Puri said, well, I won't take any offense.
Please tell me whatever you want.
Please tell me whatever you want.
So like this, for some hours you come every day.
So like this, for some hours he would come every day.
And here Lord Nimai Pandit speak on the grammar of his book.
And here Lord Nimai Pandit speak on the grammar of his book.
So they would have this academic talks.
So they would have these academic talks.
When Lord Chaitanya went to Gaya,
When Lord Chaitanya went to Gaya
to perform the pindi for his deceased father,
to perform the pindi for his deceased father,
he met Ishwarpuri,
he met Ishwarpuri.
and then he asked him for initiation.
And then he asked him for initiation.
And at first Ishwarpuri said, well, you're a great Pandit.
At first Ishwarpuri said, well, you're a great Pandit.
Who am I to initiate you?
Who am I to initiate you?
And he said, well, if you don't initiate me,
And he said, well, if you don't initiate me,
then no use to my living. No use to my living.
then there's no use to my living.
So afraid that he might commit suicide,
So afraid that he may commit suicide,
Ishwarpuri gave him initiation.
Ishwarpuri gave him initiation.
So like that, Ishwarpuri was such a great soul
Ishwarpuri was such a great soul
that the Supreme Lord took him as his guru,
that the Supreme Lord took him as his guru,
although he's the guru of all gurus.
although he is the guru of all gurus.
To show us example, but we need to have a guru.
To show us the example for us to have a guru.
He took a guru.
He took a guru.
So that means that Ishwarpuri was an exemplary guru.
So that means that Ishwarpuri was an exemplary guru.
So a few words about Ishwarpuri.
So those are a few words about Ishwarpuri.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.